Hi guys, it's Nikki and welcome to another plan with me. I'm going to be planning in my Aura Estelle. If you are new here, my name, like I said, is Nikki. I am the owner of NicoleAlexiaDesigns. I do run a sticker shop. Thank you for joining me. I just realized I never really introduced myself other than saying, hey guys, it's Nikki. So I thought I would maybe say who I am. Although I guess if you're on this channel, you kind of know that, huh? I've been watching a lot of YouTube lately. Anyway, so I am going to be planning my week here. I do have the new lighting up, and you guys let me know how it looks. I was just sitting here messing with it because I feel like it's really shadowy, but I feel like when I do that, then it's really dark. I do have it on the coolest setting. Yeah, see, that's awful. But I almost wonder if it's too cool and if that daylight, this setting right here would be better than that. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna do the coolest one for this video and you guys can let me know. I won't really know until I get it into iMovie to start editing it. But yeah, so I'm going to be using our Celestial kit for this week. I really wanted to do some hollow. I felt like I had been doing a lot of golds and silvers, and I have got, first of all, I want to pull out, there we go. I want to pull out these. I've just started marking the dates because I didn't use them in the beginning of the year and I don't want to go get another set and have to reprint all of them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pull out this first sheet here and you can see where I've kind of just marked through some things. Also, you know, this tripod should be, ooh. Is that better, worse? Sorry guys, I'm still trying to get used to this camera. Oop, wrong way, sorry. That's the most that it'll zoom out? I guess that's right, okay, anyway. So I've got the new camera, I've got the new tripod, and it's just a bit odd to, Colby spread. It's just a bit odd still. I am still trying to get used to it. I wanted to mention, and I'm gonna get started while I talk. There's a couple of things I wanted to talk about. I guess I should have known it was right after Colby's spread. Oh no, I started on this. I did film this for TikTok. If you have not seen, I have a shop TikTok now where I've just been kind of posting some random things. Some of us foiling. There's a shadow right here and I'm hoping it's not really there. I can't tell. Anyway, I've been posting us foiling and just some shop things. I did a quick plan with me that lasted like 30 seconds. It actually took me like 10 minutes, but it's really neat. I don't know why I had never really messed with it for the shop before, but it is a really cool thing for the shop. So I'm gonna keep doing that. And my TikTok username is just NicoleAlexiaDesigns if that's something you're interested in, or I've been sharing them on my my YouTube reels. So this is the kit. Oh wow, these lights do look like they do a pretty good job with the foiling. This is the kit. And then I've got some new things that are gonna be coming to the shop this Friday. I've got a lot of functional items coming. If you're in the Facebook group, you probably saw me posting some of the tiny little icons. I printed those today, like I did a test print, and I've got to redo all of them, which is pretty irritating because those took me all day Sunday to do all those sheets, and I'm gonna have to go through and redo all of them, but that's okay. So this is a sheet that I have not shown yet. I wanted to do scripts again, but I really liked the idea of having different fonts plus icons. So I printed a few of these for me just to have for today. So I've got the workout ones, I've got groceries, laundry, and then clean. These aren't finalized or anything yet, so they may look a little bit different by the time they make it to the shop. And then next, I've got these boxes, which I thought were really cute. So I'm gonna use these. These are the holographic ones. You guys can see they've just got florals within them, but the shape of them is pretty cool. I'll show you guys once I start planning. And then I wanted to do these heart flourishes, which this heart was something that we are using on some stuff, but as far as like the flourish part, I actually did that myself. You don't know how annoying that was. So that took me a long time, but definitely what took me the longest was those tiny little heart icons. And I guess I'm gonna be spending one day this week redoing all of those, but I do really love how they ended up turning out. I don't have any of them here because I did get one sized correctly and then I didn't grab it. Or maybe no, I didn't grab it before I left. These are this week's $2 Tuesday that I've got here. I may No, I still need to, I was gonna use that, but I still need to do my Facebook Live and my Instagram. So I've got some overlays, I've got some full box overlays. These I thought were super cute with the like Easter. I did some of the banners, which I would have liked to have used those in this spread as well, but that's okay. And then some more full box overlays. These have like the honey boxes, which I thought were really cute. So these will be up tonight. They'll be up by the time this video is up if that's something you're interested in. But I did want to use some of these new items because I kind of wanted to test them out. So I'm so sorry for how long that intro was. Let's get started. Okay guys, so this is the only pin that I've got here right now. I don't know where all of mine went, but like I said, I've got this right here that I'm kind of going off of as far as some plans go. And I'm gonna be doing mostly just the base of a spread because it is Monday, so I don't have everything yet. But there was a couple of things that I wanted to talk about while I did this. I am currently heating up Ozzy's food. That's what you guys hear. So, number one, let's start with this. So Colby and I had mentioned doing like a cooking thing with Colby. We filmed the first one of those last Wednesday. Like I had planned on filming those on Wednesdays. And I hadn't changed out our lighting yet, so the lighting was not good. Sorry for the microwave. The lighting was not good, and then, I don't know, just the way that the whole thing was done, I felt like it wasn't something that I wanted to, this is an oops kit, by the way, if you couldn't tell. It wasn't something that I wanted to really put up. It just didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to. It's kind of, I guess I wasn't realizing how difficult it was to actually film over at the stove and it be like vlogish. So I am going to put that up listed as private, and my PR team is wanting to watch it through. Or well, Kat, Bianca, and Chris were, well, probably just Kat and Bianca were wanting to, well, Chris probably would too, watch it through, and they were gonna tell me what they thought of it, because I can do it as unlisted. If they say, because to me it just wasn't entertaining, because it was really oddly shot, which was just kind of how it had to be done, to be honest. So I don't know if that's gonna work out. I'm gonna try it again, especially now that we have the lighting switched out, because a big part of it was just how bad the lighting was, because we were standing behind the island and had the camera set up on the other side of it. So if I can make it so that at least that looks okay, then maybe we can, you know, try it. But I don't know, you guys, it's really hard to do. If I had 2 or 3 different cameras, I think it would be a lot easier. But to make it so that you guys can see what we're doing as well as see us, just, I don't know. We are gonna try it again this coming Wednesday and see if that, you know, if we can make it a little bit better. But I just wanted to let you guys know why that isn't up yet, because it was something I had planned on putting up last week. We're filming them on Wednesday, or that was the plan, so they would probably be going up on Friday or Saturday, because on Thursday is the new release video. So I don't think there's any way I can get them edited on Wednesday, especially because it's Colby, so the editing that I have to do is much more intense than if I was filming by myself. But that's what's happening with that. Ozzy is mad that his food is still in the microwave. 1 second. Sorry guys, he was like literally like sitting here at my feet, like not nipping, but like pushing with his foot because he knew it was ready. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know what's happening, because we did film it. It just, I don't know if it's gonna be funny or if it's just gonna be really boring, because to me it ended up just being really boring. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna kind of have to regroup on that, but that's the first thing that is going on, that I just kind of wanted to update. Second, I am adding in, like I said, a ton of functional stuff to the shop, and I also went ahead and added back in a lot of our older scripts, as well as like some of the script icons or the smaller icons. I don't know how long I'm gonna keep those up for, since we're gonna be doing new ones. But they are up now, just in case. I don't know. I'm kind of all over the place with what I'm wanting to do in the shop right now. I want to add so many things, but the reality of it is, especially with us being ready to ship, we can't do it. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to like prioritize as far as things for the shop. And then we're gonna have a little bit of a story time here in just a second. I want to figure out my full boxes really quickly, because I've got, let's see, I want to do, 1, 2, I'm just trying to make sure I do the solids with the others and have them spaced out correctly. And I'm gonna go ahead and put my headers over the top. Anyway, but as far as those new things go, the new icons, the new scripts, like these and everything else, if there's any that you guys want to see, let me know in the comments down below. I did ask in the Facebook group, and I did already start doing a lot of those, and then now I'm gonna have to go back and redo them, but I want to try to make sure that I'm getting everything, or at least as much as I feel like I can. As far as the functional items in the shop, those we don't normally keep a ton of ready to ship, but because they are so small, they cut multiples to a sheet, it is a little bit easier for us to stock those. So let's do, I also have done some vlogging. This past week I've been mostly messing with TikTok, to be honest, but I have done a little bit of vlogging, and that will be going up probably on Sunday. I want to throw some design work in there. I know a lot of people had requested, I'm gonna put this somewhere else. A lot of people had requested to see the design work, so that's something that I wanted to do whenever I sat down. I did a little bit and put it up on a reel as well as on TikTok, but I wanted to do an actual kit because what I had shown there was some functional items. I'll probably throw that footage into the vlog as well, just because it's pretty short, but that is something I wanted to do for that. I also want to do kind of like an updated office area, especially since it's at Mom's. I did show you guys once we moved, but I'd kind of like to do another. I'm not sure. I've just got a lot of different things and not enough time to do everything that I feel like I'm attempting to do. So for the sidebar, I want to go ahead and start with this box that I've got on my hands. And then I'm going to also put this is going everywhere. This is a piece of vinyl. So I want to put this up top, and then I can be done with the sheet. I will say it's really nice to be able to see as I plan again and make sure that I am in focus. I'm gonna do this orange color, peachy orange color. Also, it is currently 6:36, so Colby gets off here soon. I'm trying to finish this before he comes in. So let's do that there. I'm gonna put in, I also think I'm gonna be, as much as I'm telling you, I've got so many things I wanna do and nowhere near enough time. I want to reformat the kits a little bit. I don't know about you guys, you can let me know in the comments, but these really big boxes right here, I never use those. I think they're too big. So I would like to take those out, possibly put either more smaller boxes, but I kind of think there's enough. Maybe put something different in there. I'm not too sure. I also want to play around with putting icons back into the kit, but I just don't know if I can do it with the foiling. But you guys let me know what you'd like to see, and I'll also poll the Facebook group. That's kind of my main go-to if there's something that I'm wanting to mess with to see how anybody else feels about it. Put that there, and then I'm gonna put in, will this fit? Yes. Okay, so sidebar is done. And I'm going to go ahead really quickly and do glitter headers under my date covers as well as under my full boxes. Okay guys, so my camera battery just died, but the absolute best part of this new camera is I can actually run a charging cable to it. I don't have to remove the battery. I mean, I can, but I don't have to remove the battery, and I'm able to still film while it's charging. Isn't that just, oh, I love that. That is wonderful for me. Anyway, so I went ahead and did glitter headers, and I'm gonna get started on kind of putting some stuff down and planning what I can through my week. And while I do that, I'm gonna tell you guys some stuff that's going on. And you might not care about this, but I have to address it. Is like I was telling Mom earlier, or maybe it was Colby. I was telling somebody earlier, like I have to talk about this. Somebody's gonna be like, not what's going on, but well, let me just get into it. So, I still clearly don't have a ring on. So what has happened with that, I don't even know where to start. So the ring that Colby got for me, he had it made by a local jeweler. Went in, picked out the diamond, picked out the setting, had the ring made. When he did that, my finger is very small. My finger, this finger is a size 4. I actually thought it was a 4 1/4, but after going and getting it sized again, or getting it like the sizing taken, how would you even say that? Anyway, it's a 4. So when he went in, and my mom's finger, well, y'all know mom's finger is also a size 4. So when Colby went and did this, like when he was going to look at rings and whatnot, he had asked Mom what size. And Mom was able to say, we have the same size finger. I know exactly what size her finger is. Plus, you know, she just would have known anyway. It's just knowledge that my mother at least would know. That's something that that's just how she is. She would know. So, I don't want to do blue there. So he went in knowing what size my finger was. For 100% knew. So during this entire process where he was looking, I'm not sure like when he began looking at how many other places he looked at before he decided that he wanted to go the route of getting it made, he was in contact with my mom, my friends, multiple people about what he wanted to do, how he wanted to do it, what he wanted this ring to look like, because I'm trying to figure out how I want to say all this. He had talked to a lot of different people who all kind of knew me really well and knew what it was that I liked, so that he could make it a surprise, but also still make it so that it was a ring that I really liked. I'm gonna zoom you guys. So he had all this information during the entire process. He was FaceTiming people, sending photos, double checking things, you know, making sure that everything was perfect. And did my lights change color? Because this looks really dark now. Anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is he didn't go blindly into this. He didn't just walk in with no clue what was going on and, you know, whatever. So I need to find a shop sampler really quickly. He did his research, you know, did what he needed to do. He went in to have this ring made, and I don't know all of the exact details. We've been dealing with this now for a bit. But basically he went in, told them, well, that's not gonna fit. Told them my size, you know, went over with what was gonna happen with what he wanted, and whatever, that's not the point. I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to get to the point. I just don't really know how to word this at all. And I'm trying to plan while I do it, and that's not helping. So he told these people at whatever point where it was time for the sizing of the ring, which I'm assuming this was probably said somewhat early on, you know, what size my finger was. And these people said to him, no, we don't think that's right. That's really small. Nobody's finger's that small. We wanna make it a 5, and we can size it down for you if we need to, but nobody's finger's a 4, is essentially what they said to him. Now, in having like Nana's ring, any other rings, any kind of, you know, right hand ring, anything, I have very small fingers. So I have been told before, when I walk in somewhere and I say, you know, well, what size? And I tell them before they size me, I've had people react that way and been like, oh, are you sure? Let's double check. You know, that's really small. Fine. You know, but the thing is, he had, I'm sorry, this is gonna be all over the place. He had talked to my mom, he knew what size, but in his mind, which this is not his fault, to me, it's more of like a man thing. He doesn't know anything about this. He was like, okay, that makes sense to me. Sure, we'll do it that way. But in my mind, my first thing was, I've been told before that I can't purchase certain jewelry because it will not be able to be sized to fit my finger. You know, if diamonds are on something a certain way, all of that. They didn't tell him that. Instead, they said, let's do it this size, and then we will, I'm sorry you guys, I did not grab everything I needed. And then we will size it down for you if it needs to be sized down. Okay, that's what happens. Now, in my mind, I would have said, I've been told what size her finger is. I know what size her finger is. I'm 1000% positive. And if you guys don't want to listen to me about what size her finger is, then I would have gone somewhere else, because to me, but I digress. So he gets the ring made. It's a size 5. Okay, so I think I have to let the camera charge up a little bit before it completely died. Anyway, it just died again. So sorry. Where was I? So you guys heard, I mean, maybe you heard, whenever he proposed, I had said like, oh, did you talk to my mom? Because like the ring almost fit. It was still a bit big. Like I was able to wear it, but I was very concerned to wear it because if I could pull it straight off of my finger, there was nothing, like it would go straight over my knuckle, which made me concerned, especially like, what if I'm, I've got groceries in my hand or something and it flies off my finger? I don't want to lose it. So for some reason though, we did not go and get it sized for a while. And I was able to wear it for a bit before I started to get really concerned that it was gonna fall off. Like it didn't bother me as much at first. And then as I kept wearing it, I think I had an incident where it like really almost came off and I was like, okay, this isn't gonna work. So we had meant to get it sized. Things were super busy between both Colby and I. I've mentioned he works a kind of a weird schedule now. So by the time that we finally got it sized now, when did he give it to me? I believe it was back in October. It may have been late September, but I think it was October. So it's been a while. And I wore it for a really long time. And then once I started to realize like, hey, this might come off of my finger, I just left it in this dish that my PR girl Bianca got me. That's like my favorite thing ever. And was like, I'm not gonna wear it until we can go and get it sized, which took a while for us to be able to do. So that happened last Monday. I'm gonna pull this back up. I wanna say, was it last Monday we went? No, he would have been at work, so probably last Tuesday. So it's been about a week. So, so what happened was, we go into this place. The very first thing that I notice is they have got a sign on the door that says they don't care. They've got a sign on the door and then they've got cameras, which fine, but it says, we don't care if you wear a mask or not, but when you come up, they had the door locked. They said, when you come up, pull your mask down so that we can see your face, so that they could get it on camera, which fine. Well, fine for the pulling the mask down. But as far as the wear a mask or not, no, not cool. Then we go inside and the two people working there, this is a family run thing, don't have masks on. So I'm immediately I'm sorry, I have to write while I do this. I'm immediately super uncomfortable. And I'm just like, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to, like, I understand that we have to do this, but I hate that we have to do it right now where these people aren't wearing masks. So, just writing post UPS Insta. So that happened. The next thing is, as we're explaining to them that we need to get the ring size, these people are very rude to us. And again, this is a family-run operation. These aren't just employees. This is the guy that owns the business, and I'm assuming his daughter. His daughter being like my mom's age. So they're rude to us, and I'm just kind of like, I'm kind of put off by the entire situation. So what ends up being said is, well, we can size they measure my finger because I tell them what size it is, and the lady measures my finger. And she starts at a 5, which is what the ring is, and then she starts going down, and she's like, oh, it's not this, it's not this, okay, it's a 4, which I didn't even think it was quite that small, but whatever. So she's like, oh, it's a 4. And they're looking at the ring. Now, these are the people that made this ring. This is who he bought it from. And they say, well, to make this ring this size, it's gonna have to be oval shaped. And Colby's just kind of like, well, what does that mean? And they're like, well, we can't make it a perfect circle because it's so small. We're gonna have to make it an oval. And I'm over here like, I've had this done before. I understand that the bottom of the band just isn't gonna be perfectly circular. It's gonna have a little bit, you know, it's not a big deal. It's happened before, not a huge thing. And I'm just like, you know, okay, whatever, that's fine, that's fine. So, you guys. So we leave it there with them. And as soon as we walk out the door, I'm like, okay, well, I hated that. Like, not only, like, I didn't like how they treated us because again, they were very rude. But I was like, why did they not have masks on? That's, you know, it makes me uncomfortable. I would think it probably makes a lot. Okay, so I think that I was wrong. This camera keeps cutting off even though I've got it charging, so I'm pretty sure I cannot charge and film at the same time. Maybe I could if the battery wasn't so dead. Anyway, so we leave, and as we're leaving, after we get out of the door, we get in the car, I'm like, you know, I didn't like that. I didn't like how they treated us, and I didn't like they didn't have a mask on. The whole thing was just really off to me. Like, I was just kind of like, that made me uncomfortable. But it wasn't a big deal. It's like, okay, fine, you know, it's okay. We will come back and pick it up and then we'll be done. It's not the end of the world. So now I want to say again that Colby had this ring made there. They have a jeweler there that does this. I don't know. And I don't think that that jeweler is either of the two people that we spoke to. But again, small family run thing. So I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to get through this. So 2 days go by and I am at work, but Colby is off. He is off Tuesday through Friday. And then obviously I work during the week, sometimes on the weekends too, it just kind of depends. So because I'm working and he's off, when they call him and they say, hey, it's ready. And he says, okay, thanks, I'll be by to grab it. And plus I said, I really didn't want to go back. The whole no mask thing like kind of threw me. So I was like, you know, that's fine. You go pick it up. He goes and picks it up. I'm at work until probably, I want to say I got home around 7 p.m. that night. It was pretty late. And I'm excited to finally have a ring that fits that I can wear and not have to be concerned about, you know, it falling off. So I get here and I'm like, oh, cool, you know, where's it at? And he brings it to me. He had it, they had just given it back to him in like a little plastic baggie, which I don't know if that's normal. I feel like normally they would just be handing it back to the person that was wearing it. So maybe that's what they do if, you know, he walked in without me and he didn't have anywhere to put it. So I'm sorry, trying to do this and this at the same time is kind of a lot. So he had put it in that bag. He hadn't really looked at it, I don't think, when they handed it to him. Although even if he had, just because again, he's a guy that doesn't know anything about jewelry, I don't know if it would have made a difference had he seen it. But he gives it to me, and as soon as I see it, I'm like, what happens? What is this? Like, oh, you guys. And I don't have it, or I would show it to you. I'm not gonna get it back, at least not in its current form or the form that it was in. I do have photos, but I just, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna let this camera battery charge for a second while I try to figure out. I'm gonna put this down really quickly. Look how pretty that is. Anyway, I'm gonna let this camera battery charge for a second because I can see it's flashing again and it's just gonna keep cutting me off and that's gonna be super annoying to watch and edit. So I will be back in a second and I will continue attempting to tell you guys what happens. Okay, hopefully that's enough so I can get through this. So, yeah, I get it. I get the ring and I look at it and I immediately know something is wrong. So, I show him what's wrong. The ring, okay, so this is what happened. They made it an oval, that was accurate, but instead of it being even on the bottom, how I've had anything else sized, or you know, like a normal, like what you would assume, you know, both sides even, and then just on the very bottom of the band is bent in a bit to make it an oval instead of a perfect circle. What they have done is pulled one side of it out. So half of the ring is still a perfect circle, and then the other side of the ring is jutted out in an oval-y shape. And I wouldn't even call it an oval-y shape, but not only that, but where they had done that had changed the shape of the setting so that the setting also was now uneven and pulled out on one side. So the first thing that I do is call my mom, because what else would I do in that situation, you know? And call mom, and I FaceTime her technically, and I'm like, look at this. I show it to her, and she's like, oh wow, that's I can see it even on FaceTime how off it is. Which made me feel slightly better, because Colby is sitting there saying he sees it, but again, it's a guy who doesn't know much about jewelry, so I think he's only possibly seeing what I'm seeing, and I'm like, is something wrong with me right now that I am seeing this ring looking like this? So I FaceTime her. She confirms that yes, that really is happening. That's really what that looks like. Something is completely off with that. It shouldn't look that way. So we talked to a couple more people. We talked to his mom. I sent some pictures to some people, and everybody kind of, everybody sees it. And we don't really know at this point, like, what to do. So we're trying to figure out, what do we do? So I really don't want to go back to the place that it came from. I know that eventually that has to happen, but there is do I not have design on this? I guess I don't. There is a jeweler where Nana's ring came from, the one you guys see me wear on my right hand sometimes. Mom's ring came from, like, my family. It's a place that my family has gotten a lot of jewelry from, and it's another local owned business. They're another little family owned local. So I told Colby, I said, I want to take it there. Mom and I are going to go take it there and just kind of see what they say. I don't really have anything that I can use here, so I'm going to use this. So we take it down to them, because after taking it to mom and letting her look at it, because I also don't know much about jewelry, but mom, she's older, she knows more than me. That's what I assume. So she looks at it, and the first thing that she says is, they've ruined the ring. It looks completely crooked. And what she says is, I'm worried that because of the way that they've bent it, that they've messed up the actual integrity of the ring, and now it's a possibility that you're going to lose diamonds and stuff because of how lopsided it is, and it doesn't look like it was done correctly, and all of that. So I'm like, great, this is wonderful. I'm going to try to do some more things as I do this. So we want to take it down to the place that all of her jewelry is from, and just have them look at it. And what I wanted to know was, how much will you guys charge to fix this? Because I would have rather, I'm gonna have to change how we cut these, because the bottom looks okay though, huh? Yeah, these didn't cut even, so ignore that. I'll have to change the way these are cut. So I wanna know, how much is it for you guys to fix it? And basically that, because I told Colby, I said, I get that the other people should be the ones that fix this because they messed it up, but I would really prefer if we could get it done at this place that I trust. They've sized Nana's ring for me. I just trust them more, and he was fine with that. So we take it down there. Also, I'm sorry for how rambly this is. And they say, they take it, they look at it, and they say, we cannot fix this. In order for us to fix this, we would have to completely redo the ring. We would have to melt down the gold, take the diamonds out, reset it. They said that because of the way that it had been bent, that, like mom had said, that the structure of it was now messed up, and they could not fix it without completely taking the ring apart. So, you guys, I tell Colby that. And we're both very upset at this point. Colby is livid. because, you know, in my opinion, they took advantage of him not knowing. What I couldn't even comprehend was how they sent him home with that ring, how the jeweler looked at that and said, yeah, that's good, and let him leave with it. Again, not Colby's fault, because he said he didn't even look at it before he left, because why, I mean, why would you, you know? And he probably wouldn't have noticed, because he wouldn't know, you know, to look at any of that, so not Colby's fault. But yeah, so we're sitting here talking, you know, me, Mike, Mom, and Colby are sitting there trying to figure out what are we gonna do. So at this point, Colby wants, and I really want to be kind of done with the whole thing and not have anything to do with these people. So in a perfect world, what we were wanting, I really don't like how this is turning out, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe it's just that. It's really, it really is. It's really just that those two things are right next to each other and they're the same thing. In a perfect world, we would have preferred if we could have walked in and said, you know what? We would just kind of like to not be dealing with this right now, because I have just now been told that the ring is ruined. I don't know how you're gonna fix that. We would like to have just gotten our money back and kind of moved on. So Colby and Mike go to the jeweler to take it to them and just kind of be like, so what is this? Like, you know, and one reason that I didn't go and that Mom didn't go is Mom and I both have a temper, and Mike is a very calm and cool and collected person, even if the situation got to where, you know, he's being told, well, oh well, this is, you know, what it looks like now, he would still be able to control himself. Whereas had I walked in and they told me that, I don't know that I could have. So Mike and Colby go together to talk to them. This is a lot of foil. I don't know how I feel about it. Anyway, so they go, and Mom had told them, don't leave the ring with them. Just go and talk to them, but bring it back, because I think still, and also I'm sorry, this is gonna be the worst thing ever to watch. We were also quoted by the other jeweler about how much it would be to fix it. And I can just go ahead and, without even saying how much it actually was going to be, that price would have been, there's just no way. Especially when it was no fault of our own that this had happened to the ring. It'd be different if I had somehow destroyed it. But so that wasn't really an option, was to let them redo it. So Colby and Mike go, and they leave, and they call and they say, okay, well, we left the ring with them, which wasn't really what we wanted to happen anyway, because I was concerned at that point about them messing it up worse. He said that the guy, at first, apparently the guy argued with them, or not argued, but said, like, I told you it was gonna be an oval, and I told you this, and whatever. I'm looking for something for design, and I'm just not seeing it. So, and Colby was kind of like, you know, yeah, but this isn't what an oval is, and he was like, you told me when I bought this ring that, you know, that I shouldn't size it to what I knew it was supposed to be sized at, and that you guys could resize it and it wouldn't be a problem, and now we've been told that this ring is ruined and blah, 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 and all this stuff. So all of that happened. They left the ring with them, and basically Colby told him, I don't want you doing anything to it. And the guy said, I'm gonna let the jeweler look at it, see what he has to say, because I guess he wasn't there right then. He said, and then I will call you before we do anything else to the ring and make sure that whatever it is that we're gonna do, that you're okay with. So this is now, God, I don't even know what day it was at this point. I really don't. So the guy calls him back like 2 days later, which also irritated me, because they now have the ring. They've ruined the ring, they have the ring, and they are just taking their time with even bothering to get back, because the way that Colby and my dad said the guy reacted to start with was just kind of like, oh, well, I told you this was how this was gonna be, and I don't know, just acting like nothing was wrong when I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna, okay. Anyway, so I'm sorry, you guys. I'm trying to remain calm while attempting to tell this story. he calls him a couple of days later and he basically says, okay, you're right. We're going to have to remake the ring. And I need her to come back in so that I can get her finger size. And I'm like, my finger hasn't changed sizes over the past 7 days, week and a half, whatever it's been. Like, my finger is still the same size. In my opinion, they knew the entire time that they couldn't make that ring a 4, and that's why they tried to get him to do a 5. And I don't know, I guess just hoped for the best. But I think that's how it got so messed up. I think that's why they had him do that in the first place. I think that is just, they tried to make it that size knowing that it was gonna be all warped by doing that because they couldn't move the diamonds because of how far down the diamonds went on the sides. So that's the last thing that's happened, is they want me now to go back in and get my finger resized, which I'm gonna assume they're gonna try to tell me that my finger needs to be a different size than the size that it is and that I know it is. But this is where Colby and I are. And this is why I don't have a ring on, and that's kind of where I'm trying to get here, is why I've not had it on. This is what's been going on. So I took a break to put up $2 Tuesday listings. So I don't remember where I was at. Anyway, that's what's going on right now. As far as, let's see, listing, let's do newsletter. As far as the ring goes, where I am with it, is that ring was something that he had made. He spent a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of effort into trying to make it something so special and something that was, you know, unique and really thoughtful. And I feel like because that ring now is going to have to be melted down and then totally remade, that it's not the same ring. At least in my mind, it's not. And I feel like they kind of like took something that, you know, meant so much and have ruined it for us, in my opinion. So we've come to the agreement that we don't really want anything to do with these people, and we definitely don't want a ring where we're going to have to continually deal with them if what am I trying to say? When something happens, you know, you've got to get stones checked. There's all kinds of upkeep. If something was to happen to it where we had to get something replaced, do we take it back to them again and they, you know, possibly ruin it again? I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm overreacting. You guys can let me know if you feel like I am, but it's just not the same ring in my mind. And after all of this and having to have it remade, and my mom still thinks they aren't even going to be able to remake it in my size. She thinks that's one reason they want me back in there. She just doesn't think that they can do it without removing diamonds off of the ring, which, you know, had they gone about it differently, had this happened and they did what they did, but they called us and they said, we are so sorry, but something has happened and, you know, we're willing to do what we need to do to fix it and everything. I feel like I would feel a lot different about it. But they literally just tried to pawn it off on him and then tell him when he went in that they told us this was gonna be this way. And I don't like how the whole thing went down. So with that said, we are going to be getting a new ring. We're still dealing with these people. There's still things that need to be done. I don't believe we're gonna just be able to get our money back. I don't think they're gonna do that. I think that it's gonna be that we have to kind of take the hit for what this one was. And then we're going to obviously attempt to, you know, sell it. Once they remake it, we're not comfortable trying to sell it, obviously, when it's already messed up. But, oh, you guys. It has just been so much and like so much to deal with, and we are both so stressed. But I wanted to talk about it mostly just because, like I said, there's gonna be another one. And I didn't wanna hop on camera to film a plan with me and, you know, somebody realize that it's a different ring without me kind of saying what happened. So yeah, that's what happened. If you guys have any feedback, feel free to let me know. But I don't know, maybe I am being ridiculous when I'm saying that I don't think it's the same ring and that I would really rather not deal with these people and also just replace it. But that's where we've come to, and we will be doing that at some point. It's not, we need to finish dealing with them first, and at least get it back once it's been remade. and I guess figure out, you know, from there, how we're gonna go about selling it. We still are going to try to talk to them and see if they won't buy it back from us, even at like half of what he originally paid, which still in my opinion is wrong. It's the fact that this happened is all wrong, but even if we could get that out of it so that we could just kind of move on, we're gonna try and see what we can do. If you guys care to hear what happens, let me know, and I can kind of try to update everybody. But yeah, the whole situation has just been awful. And that's one reason that I hadn't really spoken much about it before now, because I knew I eventually would have to say something, but we also hadn't figured out what we were gonna do. We honestly just yesterday decided, like, you know what, we don't wanna deal with them. We don't wanna have to deal with this in the future with them. We're just gonna go ahead and try to move on, which sucks because like I obviously loved my ring. And I will say that whatever I end up going and getting is going to at least look similar, because he did do a great job and that was 100% what it was that I wanted. But, oh yeah, you guys, it's just been so stressful. I can't. It's been really, really bad. But yeah, if you guys, I don't know, if there's anything you guys want to know about what's going on, or if you have any comments or any feedback, if you've dealt with something similar, I kind of feel like this is an odd thing to be dealing with, having a jewelry store literally destroy something, especially when they made it in the first place. But you guys can let me know, or any feedback or whatever. And then once we go and get a new one and whatnot, I'm not gonna share the process of us doing that, but I will share with you once we do it. But again, I do want something that looks very similar. So it's just been so much to deal with. But yeah, I will keep you guys updated on what happens if we end up having to just try to sell it on our own, if they do try to make things right with us, which I don't see happening, especially after the way that they've already acted. But who knows? Maybe something will happen and, you know, we will end up in a situation that, you know, is better than the one that we are currently in. Yeah. So for now that I've talked about that through this entire plan with me, I'm sorry, you guys. I really just wanted to. It's hard for me to even still discuss it because it's still, I mean, this still just kind of just happened and it's still upsetting, like everything that's going on, so. And I also, that's another thing, the ring now, like in our engagement photos, it's not gonna be the same ring. Like, even if they remade it, I would know that it's still not the same thing. We had to get it replaced, which just, and also, I feel like if that had happened and the ring wasn't a custom made ring, like had we gone into a regular jewelry store, bought a ring off the, whatever it's called, this had happened and they had to replace it, I wouldn't feel the same way about it. But it's because he put so much thought into it, you know, and for this to happen, it just sucks. So anyway, I'm gonna stop talking about it. But any feedback you guys have or anything that we could do or anything we should look at, you guys let me know. So I'm sorry that I just talked about this through the entire plan with me. I'm just trying now to kind of put some stuff in for the week. I did end up filling out most of this with the exception of my sidebar. So there's that. I'm gonna put YouTube binge. I like to do that on Sunday while I clean. But yeah, I think that's about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop these back in. And I'm gonna label this plan with me chatty or something just because I feel like I just talked through the entire thing. I do actually, you know what, and I've got stuff written here that I wasn't even paying attention to that I need to put in. So I'm gonna put in on Saturday, I need to do our February calendar. And also I wrote in today, Fab Cal. For today I put in post Insta or post UPS Insta. So I am posting all the shops on the UPS Instagram. If you're new here, I am an admin for the Ultimate Planner Sale. And that is one of my jobs is to upload everything on their Instagram. So that's what I will be doing for a lot of the week because we do space it out so that it's not one big like drop of shops so that everything doesn't get, you know, all just kind of thrown in at the same time. But yeah, I had that to write in. February calendar needs to go up and then the Ultimate Planner Sale is next weekend. Also, I forgot to write in, oops, and I better do that on here as well, Friday. So this Friday is the Facebook group coupon. I try to do that every month. Sometimes I forget, but I've got it written down that we will be doing the Facebook group coupon for this Friday. So if that's something you're interested in, I do keep the group linked in the description box, and we do a coupon code just for them. What else? I think that's it as far as what I had written down. So this is my finished spread. It is very shiny. I actually really like it though, now that it's done. I will say these lights for foil, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I talk about them a little bit in the vlog. But yeah, so that is it. I'm sorry that I rambled through this whole thing. I hope you guys did enjoy though, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye guys.